know what an iceberg is, but who was Gutenberg and what is he famous for? Who was Gutenberg? I'm glad you asked. Johann Gutenberg was a German printer. Now, he didn't invent printing. In fact, printing had been known for thousands of years. The ancient Chinese found out that if they scratched out pictures and words on a piece of stone or wood or clay and then put ink on it, they could make pictures. It's very much like a rubber stamp pad. You may have had one of these when you were younger, where parts are raised, parts are lower, and you have an image on the stamp pad. Can you tell what that's going to be? You press it down onto ink of some form or paint, and then you can make not only one copy of that thing, but if you want to, several copies, going back for ink every couple of turns, if you like. And then we have lots of pictures of lines. That's a stamp pad, which is a kind of printing. But when Gutenberg came along, he came up with the idea of using what's called movable type. He was probably not the first one to think of this, but he certainly was the first one to make it widespread practice in Europe. This is his printing shop, and he used movable type made of metal. In fact, today, in some places, that method of printing is still used. Separate little bits of metal which have the letters on them back to front. That's very much like another sort of stamp kit that you may have had. Have a look at this one. Little separate pieces made of rubber. The letters are actually quite individual. They can be placed in a frame. Back to front, of course. Can you tell what word this will make when I use it as a stamp? Let's see if you're correct. 5 letters on it, and we press it down on the paper once again, and we find that we have a word, which just happens to be my name. There it is there. Now, the advantage of this system is that if you want to make lots of words, you don't need to have a separate stamp for every word. You can move the letters around. Let's have a look at this one, for example. If I take out some of these letters and rearrange them, I can make quite a separate word altogether. I don't have to use all the letters. I made a 5-letter word last time. Let's use just 4 of the same letters to make a different word. Can you tell what that one's going to be? Let's see if you're correct. And you were. The word is need. So that's movable type. Now, Gutenberg is best remembered for one of the early books that he printed, which was the Bible. You know how many hundreds and hundreds of pages the Bible has, and up until Gutenberg's time, when they wanted a copy of the Bible, somebody had to write it all out by hand. But he set it up on pages with his movable type and printed 300 copies of the Bible. Here's a specimen of one of those pages. There were actually 1,282 pages. Not many of the Gutenberg Bibles are left, but of those that are, they're worth about $2.5 million each. That's Gutenberg.
I want to know. Curiosity.